Hello, Prairie Dogs. Mrs. O'Shea and I are excited to tell you about our new Golden Spork Award. Ooh. Mrs. Grease's husband and Mrs. Grease have made these PBIS Golden Spork Awards so that we can award the best class at meeting our PAWS expectations each week with a Golden Spork trophy. We are going to start this very, very soon. Some of us are starting this week and some of us are starting next week. And so we have the chart, and what we're going to do is tell you a little about this. So we're going to pretend that we are Mrs. Grease's class. And Mrs. Grease's class goes into the lunch every day. And every day the lunchroom workers are going to monitor them and see how they're doing at meeting our PAWS. So for this first time, for the first week, they're going to be focusing on expected language and behavior. So today, Mrs. Grease's class did a great job using expected language and behavior. So they are going to get a Perry Creek Golden Spork paw card on their chart. Oh, good. Everybody can see that. Thanks, Mrs. O'Shea. Then on Tuesday, they go to the lunchroom, and that day they didn't do so well remembering to have expected language and behavior, so they didn't get it. But on Wednesday, they came back and they all remembered, and so they get their Golden Spork paw card again. And on Thursday, they did a great job. And on Friday, they did a great job.
Woohoo!
Way to go, Mrs. Grease's class. And so at the end of the week, our lunchroom staff, they are going to say, let's look and let's see which class had the most Golden Paw Awards for the week. Or Golden Spork Awards, sorry. And they might see that Mrs. Grease's class won. And so Mrs. Grease's class would get to keep the Golden Spork trophy in their class that day. We'll have a Golden Spork for every single grade. Okay, now the next week comes, and then the next week we're going to focus on voice level at a 0 to 2. So remember, that's our lunchroom expectation is 0 to 2. So anytime that Mrs. Grease's class meets that expectation, that week they're going to get their purple Golden Spork paw card. And so for that whole week, we'll keep track of that. Then the next week, we'll focus on leave no trace, and we'll get another color. And then the next week, we'll follow expected garbage routine, and we'll be focusing on that. We'll also be doing these other things, but we'll really be keeping track of which class is doing a great job with the expected garbage routine. And then for the last week of the month, we'll work on expected spot. Are we staying in our expected spots and sitting appropriately at the lunch tables? And so that will be the last focus. But all of these things are what we expect in our Perry Creek and Clark lunchrooms. And so we're going to focus on that and start awarding our Perry Creek Golden Spork Award. There will be lots of great, exciting opportunities for every class to win. Mrs. O'Shea, am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so. I think that is.
You know what? We forgot to tell them if there's a tie. What happens if there's a tie, Mrs. O'Shea?
If there is a tie, then the lunch staff gets to determine which class they feel overall earned it.
Oh, so they might take into consideration some of these other areas. So if there was a tie between Mrs. Grease's class and Miss W's class, they might say, yes, they met this, but overall, which class had better paws? And that would be the class that would win the Golden Spork. Okay, well, good luck, Prairie Dogs. Have a great week.